Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is October 2024 and it is the third week in October, so we're going to be making our birthday card of the month. Our theme this month is it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. So I've created a sort of Christmassy birthday card that can go either way. It could be a Christmas card or a birthday card. We'll take a closer look at this in a minute. We are using papers from Prima Marketing, including 25 and Peppermint. And you can see I've cut these up. So sweet. I did a preview of these papers before I cut them up, and you can find that. I'll put the link in the description box below. We're using Christmas Market. Also gorgeous, shabby chic. These collections all flow together beautifully. And we are using papers from Candy Cane Lane. And these work as well because they have that same wonderful pink and green and white shabby chic vibe. Super sweet papers. These are a little harder to find, but if you do an Etsy search or a Google search or an eBay search, you can still find these. There are places that still have them. So what are we making? We're going to make this gorgeous 5x7 gatefold, Z-fold accordion folio. It's just beautiful. It has a nice big belly band on the front. This is where all our dimensional elements are. And this slips off. And on the inside, the fun begins. This is a card that will stand for display. So it's lovely to put on your mantle around the holidays. It's beautiful to give. On the front, I've got a little collage with the Tim Holtz teacups and all these sweet little ephemera bits tucked into the pockets of the teacups. And then this side has another collage, and here's where the fun begins. We've got a little flap page with a tiny pocket with room to write an itty-bitty note and a sweet little snowman. You could also fit a gift card into this pocket. This has a magnetic closure, opens to a spot where you have loads of room to write your own personal message. Then we have this little flip up page that has room for a photo. We have a little sidecar pocket here with a mini folio where you could also tuck in a gift card or a note. And then this flips down. We have room for another photo down here. And here's the center pocket with a little handmade envelope. I used my envelope punch board with Christmas tea and honey crystals and this sweet little bookmark with a gingerbread man attached. So super fun to make, not hard, just all simple folds and score lines, so you can do it. And if you would like to learn how, stick around because the tutorial is coming up next.
Laughing all the way, that's all Bob to tell me, making spirits bright.
We're going to begin by making the card base, and we need 2 sheets of 11 by 7 inch cardstock. This is Recollections White Dove, and it's a heavy 110-pound cardstock. You can see I put 1/4 inch Scor-tape on one of the 7-inch ends, and I'm just going to bring the other sheet in, and I'm going to line up using that Scor-tape edge as a guide. Press that into place, and now we have one really long panel that we can go ahead and score to make this birthday card folio. So place this on your scoring tool. Make sure you're nice and straight, and you're going to score this at 3 and 6 and 9. I'm going to fold on the 9, and I'm going to score again at 3, and I'm going to go 3 1/4. Then I'm going to go over here 5 inches to 8 1/4, and then 8 1/2. And that leaves me this flap, which is just about 4 1/4 inches. We're going to fold this in. We're going to fold this in, all right? And you're going to want to burnish those folds once you get them folded. This folds in, and this one folds in. And now we're going to accordion fold, all right? We're going to go, let me see, where are we? We're going to go back and forward and back. So now we have a card folio that looks like this. You have a 5x7 panel at the back with 1/4 inch spines on each side. You have this 4 1/4 inch piece here, and then these are all 3 inches. This is your accordion fold.
Sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Now that you have your card base made, you're going to want to line it. And the first thing I did was line with this pale pink pearlized cardstock that I've had in my stash forever, but any soft pink or even a soft green would be beautiful with this. So the liners, the pink liners, are 2 7/8 by 6 7/8, and the patterned liners are 2 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I cut these from the candy cane lane. This is all the same sheet. I just alternated the patterns. Then over here on our little flip page, which is 4, I forget the width of this, just let me check. Yes, which is 4 1/4. These are 4 1/8 by 6 7/8, all right? And you need 2 of those. Then this center panel is 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, but we're not going to glue it down yet because these are really fun little flip pages. So I went into Christmas Market and I cut out, well, first I cut 2 4 3/4 by 7 inch panels of my soft pink, and I matted on there 4 1/2 by 6 inch images from the Christmas Market, and then I just scored along the top. So this one is going to go on the top. We're just going to center this up on our panel. We're going to put our adhesive on the back of the flap. This flips up, and see I've lined the back with the same size patterned paper. This one goes on the bottom. So it's a really fun little flip element in the center of our birthday card folio. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this flap. And now we can glue this entire panel down. So see, this looks like a whole lot of card, and it is, but all of it is really very, very simple to make, which is my favorite kind of fancy fold that looks like really impressive, but it's actually just all simple folds and flaps. So this is going to go right in between those 2 1/4 inch spines. Line it up nice and straight. Flip your flaps. And what can you do with the flaps? Well, I suggest that they're a great place to put photos. So this could be the birthday party, this could be last year's birthday party, these could be memories from your childhood. All those sorts of things are great. So now we want to dress this up. And I went into my 25 in Peppermint and I cut this 4 3/4 by 6 inch piece of the cute little gingies. I think this pattern is called Sweet Gingies. I think they're so cute. And again, I love the way all of these collections flow together. They really work together. So this is going to go on the top. I'm just inking this with Tattered Rose distressing just to provide a little bit of a shadow along the edge. It's not really dark, it's hardly even noticeable, but it does make a difference. All right, so this is going to go right here. It's hard to see because I've got that bright light right in my eyes. That looks pretty good. All right, then we want to make a pocket, and this is where we're going to put our little tea bag treat. So this piece of paper is cut to 5 3/4 by 3. So to make our pocket, we're going to score a 1/2 inch here, a 1/2 inch here, and a 1/2 inch here. We're going to come in with our scissors, trim out these corners right where the lines intersect. Don't cut into the intersection, go just outside the intersection. Fold your flaps back. And now you've got this great pocket that's going to fit the way it should. It's going to go right here and cover up that gap. To line our pocket, we want a scrap of our candy cane lane that is 4 5/8 by 2 1/4. And my scrap was a little short, so I found another little scrap and just cut it at a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to put this along the top like a little collar on the pocket. It looks real cute. It looks deliberate rather than fixing a mistake. All right. So that looks good. And we're going to glue this down. And now we have a place to tuck in a little treat of some sort. So this flap flips up, this flap flips down. How fun is that?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is.
And then on this page, I just cut this piece of 25 in Peppermint, slightly smaller than the pink panel, which was 4 1/8 by 6 7/8. So this is 4 by 6 5/8. And I chose this piece because you've got lots of room to write a message here. And there's also nothing bulky on the back side of this to make it hard to write on. So that's where you can add your personal message. Then on this flap, here's another piece from that same sheet of 25 in Peppermint, cut to the same dimensions. And that's going to go right there. So you can see this is a really fun little folio with lots of room for pretty things. So now I want to do our little Z pop-up, and this is a 9 1/2 by 4 3/4 inch piece of our pink cardstock, scored in half at 4 3/4. And I want this to go, this is going to adhere. I want this centered up on the front, and I want this left hand fold lined up with the side. So once I've got this so that it's nice and straight, because we don't want it crooked. All right, there we go. And there we go. I'm going to flip this flap out, and I'm going to place adhesive just on this outside right hand edge like this. Then fold this over, make sure you're still straight, and press that into place. Flip this over, and on the inside, we're going to do the same thing. where we place our adhesive on the outside left-hand side of our folded piece of paper. Fold it in, make sure it's straight, press it down. All right, so now this closes like this, and when you open it out, you have this, which is really fun. So I want to put a magnet on this flap so that it doesn't, when the card is open for display, it doesn't flap around. I'm going to put my first magnet, it's got to come up here, right there, okay? And I'm going to take a little piece of Scor-tape and put it over it, not very big. I'm going to take the backing off my second magnet, and these are basic gray small magnetic discs. I'm going to flip this like that. So now I know this is where I want to put this little special delivery tag. And I'm just going to put a little Scor-tape over this magnet just in case it lets go. Just like that. And then over here, I've got these adorable packages. So this won't interfere with your ability to write a note over on this panel, but it will cover up the magnet, and it will keep this from flopping around when you open your card out for display. So I'm going to put this right here, and then just press that adhesive into place. All right. Okay. So now when you open this out for display, this stays closed, which is what you want.
Day or two ago, thought
I want to add a fun little pocket right here. So I took this fragile tag from the ephemera, matted it on a larger piece of a pink scrap, and then just scored along it to make my little pocket. And I'm gonna put my adhesive on my flaps. I'm going to put this down right here. So I've got a couple of adorable little snowmen to go in this pocket, which is so cute. And you could write little messages on the back of these if you wanted to. You could also tuck a little gift card in there if you were so inclined.
Soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank.
Let's come over to our inside flap, and I'm going to take this little piece of ephemera and I'm going to put it right down the side to kind of hide that partial word. And then I have this adorable little banner. I'm going to string across the top like that. Yeah, let's put her on this card. Oops. Like this. And then let's take this pile of presents, kind of tuck them back behind her skirt.
We got into a drifted bank, and we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells.
here's the cover where I just die cut some of these Tim Holtz cups out of patterned paper and stacked them together, and I just stuck ephemera into the little slit openings to create this sweet little scene. This is flat because we're going to hold this card closed with a belly band. So if you don't want to do the teacups or you don't have the teacups, you can take another image and just put it on the front. You know, you can die cut something else and put it on the front. Our belly band is big. This is, I want to say this is 4.5 inches high. Okay, I was close, 4 1/4. And then I just cut 4-inch by 5-inch paper to go here and more paper to cover the back, just using my scraps. This is an 11-inch wide piece of paper that I scored at 5 and 5.5 here. And then I scored here. You know, I wanted this to be 5 inches wide. So I have 1/2 inch spine, so it will slide easily over our card base. And you can see it does fit. You just have to line it up over all these little pieces, and it slips on. And all you can see is the little deer head poking out, which is super cute. So I want to dress this up. And this will be the dimensional part of our card. I'm going to put this little scrap of silicone sheet in here in case I have an overflow of glue or something, because that way I don't glue anything shut. I want to start with this little tease and ephemera bit. I've layered these, as you can see, on the back. And I want this to cover the ho, 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 because I want you to have the ability to use this for Christmas or for a birthday. Then I went into my stash and I found this tag in the tag pack, and I want this to go down here. And I matted it on a slightly larger piece of pink, repunched the hole, and put some chipboard on the back, because this is where we're going to have our dimension. All right. So there's that. So I stamped this and then heat embossed it with gold embossing powder. It just says, "For someone so special." And we're going to put this down. I'm also going to use hot glue for that so that it doesn't shift around either. And I want this to go right here. So we have kind of like a little, we've formed sort of a triangle. I want to add some greenery now that we've got our foundation pieces down. And this is the woodland wreath from Susan's Garden. And I'm going to put foam tape around the back side of this. This is 1/8-inch foam tape. And I love this stuff because it works so well on narrow pieces like this. And it will also bend because it's so nice and thin, but it's really strong. So you can see I'm just circling this around my wreath. Got another little piece here to fill in the gap. Okay, that's really pretty. I'm going to put a stamping block underneath this to kind of stabilize it a little bit so I can press on it without bending. So that looks really beautiful. Now I've got some of my homemade poinsettias. These are pink. And let's see what we've got. Let's bring them out. this little ephemera piece of the packages, the pretty Christmas packages. And I want to put this right here. Okay, that looks good. And let's see, I've got this little postcard. Let's add it right here. Maybe see if we can slip it. Yeah, there we go. That's great. Okay. I want to add another little leaf back behind this poinsettia. Tuck that down in there. And then I've got these pearls. These are left over. These are old Petaloo. They're from my time on their design team. And then get those glued down there so that they'll stay. I want to put a little pine cone. I have a teeny tiny little pine cone that I want to tuck in there with those pearls. Bring in some organic elements. And another one right here. So say just kind of peeking around, that's pretty. And then I want to add a ribbon. I'm going to lift this, put my hot glue in there, take my ribbon and poke it in with my scissors. Because hot glue is hot and it will really burn your fingers. These little tonic scissors that have the no stick, they work really well for this. All right. So I'm just going to hold that in place while that glue sets up, and I'm going to shape my bow a little bit just with my fingers. You can just stick your fingers in the loops of your bow. All right. And then I have this pretty iridescent metallic string bow. And I'm going to tuck in on top of that if I can squeeze it in there. Then another pine cone. And that is going to do it. I'm not going to slide this onto our card until these this glue sets up. But you can see this is a really special little card, and it works for birthday or Christmas. And a lot of people have, it's funny how many people have Christmas birthdays, like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or day after Christmas. So this would make a really lovely gift. You can put a little gift card in one of those tuck spots that we created. Lots of room to write notes, add photos. I think this is a really special project, and that is my birthday card of the month for October using Prima papers from Christmas Market, 25 in Peppermint and Candy Cane Lane. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back next week and show you how to make these poinsettias. Go get your craft on, friends. Bye.